I've been there scrolling through endless projector listings, dazzled by glossy images and promises of crystal-clear pictures, only to end up with a unit that looks good on paper but barely cuts it in a real meeting room. You click Add to Cart hoping the short-throw lens will save you from a mountain of cables, then you wrestle with a fuzzy image, a stubborn Keystone, and a lamp that burns out after a few months. That kind of disappointment is why I'm doing this deep dive, so you can sidestep the guesswork before you spend your money. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the environment these projectors live in. In a typical small to medium conference room, you're dealing with a whiteboard wall, a table of laptops, and a ceiling that's often higher than you'd like. The BenQ LW600ST is marketed as a short-throw, LED-based model that should sit just a foot or so from the screen and still fill a 100-inch image. In practice, that promise holds up. I set it up on a rolling cart about 12 inches from a matte white screen, and the image filled the width perfectly without any need to adjust the zoom. The auto Keystone correction did its job in a few seconds, squaring the picture even though the projector was slightly off-center. For anyone who hates fiddling with lenses or pulling down a ladder to mount a traditional projector, that ease of placement is a real time saver. The LED light source is another big part of the value story. Unlike the old mercury lamps that need to be replaced every couple of years, the LW600ST's LED is rated for 20,000 hours. In a busy office that runs 3 90-minute meetings a day, you're looking at years of operation before any maintenance is required. That translates into lower total cost of ownership, which is why the Going Green and Economical tagline isn't just marketing fluff. The brightness is listed at 2000 lumens, and that's where the first trade-off appears. In a dimmed conference room, the image is bright enough to be clearly visible, but as soon as you pull down the blinds and the office lights stay on, the whites start to look a little washed out. If your typical setup has a lot of ambient light, you might need to invest in a higher lumens model or a dedicated screen with higher gain. Resolution is another practical consideration. The LW600ST is a WXGA projector 1280800 pixels. That's a step up from the old SVGA units, and it's fine for spreadsheets, PowerPoint decks, and standard definition video. However, it's not native 1080p. So if you plan to show high-definition video content or want crisp text for detailed design work, you'll notice the slight softness compared to a true Full HD projector. For most business presentations, the difference is negligible, but it's worth noting if you're a graphic designer or a video editor who expects pixel-perfect clarity. Connectivity is where the model shines in everyday use. Dual HDMI ports let you hook up a laptop and a media player simultaneously, and the projector switches between them without needing to unplug anything. I ran a live Teams call on one HDMI while playing a YouTube tutorial on the other, and the transition was seamless. The fast transmission claim isn't just marketing jargon. There's no noticeable lag when you switch sources, which is essential when you're juggling multiple presenters in a meeting. Now, who should actually buy this thing? If you run a small to medium-sized meeting space, a classroom, or a home office where you need a reliable, low-maintenance projector for presentations, the LW600ST checks most of the boxes. Its short-throw design means you can place it on a tabletop without worrying about shadows from people walking in front of the beam. The LED lamp's longevity reduces the headache of scheduled lamp replacements, and the dual HDMI ports make it simple to keep a laptop and a video source ready to go. The auto Keystone and simple menu navigation also mean you don't need an IT specialist on standby to get the picture right. On the flip side, if your primary use case is a home theater setup, a gaming room, or a bright retail space, you'll probably want to look elsewhere. The WXGA resolution limits the crispness of movie content, and the 2000 lumen output can struggle against well-lit environments. The lack of a built-in speaker also means you'll need an external audio solution for anything beyond a quiet boardroom, which adds another piece of equipment to manage. Finally, the absence of lens shift means you're still dependent on the projector's exact placement for perfect vertical alignment, something that can be a nuisance in rooms with fixed furniture. Let's talk about the hidden trade-offs that often don't make the headline spec sheet. The LED light source is efficient, but it does produce a slightly cooler color temperature out of the box. BenQ includes selectable color modes that let you warm up the picture for a more natural skin tone, but you'll have to adjust those settings each time you switch from a data-heavy presentation to a video clip. It's